program. But yeah, so the syllabus is like, I know it is being a bit hectic for you guys because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you have evening programming and data structures classes. Post which again, Saturday, Sunday, we are eating your afternoons. That too in a very weird timing, that is 2 to 3:30, where you guys feel like to, I mean, relax and so on. But the reason being why we are compelled to take such timings is because we don't find any other proper timing wherein we can suit, because it is not just to see your convenience as well as the convenience of the speakers or the person who is the resource person for taking your sessions. So we need to check with both of them. So that's wherein the convenient time to conduct these classes is being on Saturdays and Sundays, because these two speakers, they would be your super seniors or super duper seniors for you guys, uh, uh, Gayatri and Nidhi. So they are completely packed up throughout the week because they are working for Accenture company, and then it gets tedious for them to plan out time during the working days. So in fact, we all have to be thankful that they are putting out time even on the relaxed days, that is Saturday and Sunday, which should be their family time, but instead they are ready to help us out. So now the question in your mind that can come is, why when you started teaching us C and data structures and stuff that hasn't finished, then again you're teaching us this Python followed by machine learning. So is it not going to be hectic? See, this is the right time to learn many things, because you it is I we are trying to bring you internships, and then every internship has their own requirement. So we can't sit and fetch or wait for opportunities that comes only for C or for data structures and stuff. We are equally trying to balance things wherein you're ready for your upcoming technical interviews, placement drives, as well as any competitive exams. Meanwhile, we cannot lose opportunities at the current scenario if in terms of internships, which are also very helpful for your career. So keeping this in mind, we are putting effort to try to give you all that is possible in a short time. And and we find that this is the right time because you are away from your academics. Because once your academics starts, it becomes a big burden for you guys. In fact, wherein you have to manage academics, then these things, wherein you might not be able to give your 100%. But now that you're concentrating more upon your on these now that your academics have taken a backbench, so this things where it should be an opportunity where you people grab it rather than where we pressurize you. Okay, from the past couple of days we have been seeing that the strength goes upside down all the time, and so, but understand that you are digging your own grave by not attending certain classes. Now that there are two young people, that is Gayatri and Nidhi, who has come forward to help you out, and they are giving back to the college. Though for being studying at Stanley, it is the time that they started giving back to the campus, and we expect that tomorrow you also would do the same. There was one time where these students were making brochures for resource persons and speakers from other college. Today it is a pride for them as well as for us to see their own name in the brochure. So that is how they have developed. So that when you have somebody exemplary, we request you all to stand as examples in the near future than standing as an exception. So keeping this in mind, yes, 20 days schedule is planned up. It is you to grab every opportunity of it. Now that it is from 2 to 3:30, we ourselves are accepting it. At times, it is going to be tedious for you to attend sessions on a Saturday, Sunday. But again, let me repeat telling this: when you get an opportunity free of cost, I'm again telling it. Is it right or wrong? I do not know, but it is a knowledge that you're getting free of cost. And when there is a knowledge delivered at free of cost, even if it is midnight, it is your age to grab it. So if you do not do this right now, If you do not grab this opportunity right now, it is you who is going to regret one, a year later. So try to be very attentive throughout the sessions. Since you have classes Saturday and Sunday, be very attentive. If there is anything, trust me, these two girls are so supportive enough. There is no, if in case we had some other speakers, I personally wouldn't have had the courage to say, okay, you can ask doubts. But these people, you can approach them anytime. Probably due to their working hours, they might answer you late, but your question will never be unanswered. So keep that in mind. Saturday, Sundays gives little attention to it. And then if you have any doubts, keep them with you, or you can talk to them at later stage. Or again the next Saturday, Sunday, make sure you get them cleared. Okay? And trust me, though we have fixed the timing from 2 to 3:30, it is this girls themselves. If they do not finish a particular topic, they will finish and then only leave. It should be you who will be tired of listening, but they will never be tired of delivering. So it's again in your hand again. So try to avail this opportunity. I do not want to waste any single minute by further talks. Uh, uh, I firstly, if Nidhi and Gayatri have joined, I hope you're in the meeting.
Hello, ma'am. Yeah, I'm
Hi
in the
Nidhi and
meeting.
hi guys. I hope guys are doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
We are
ma'am.
doing well.
Thank
Hope
you.
the same with you.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. So yeah, Gayatri Nidhi, on behalf of all the students and the faculty members, I would personally thank you, saying you are really dedicating your Saturdays and Sundays for us. So so it should be your resting time or your next week planning time, but then you are dedicating your day for, I mean, your hours for us, and really thanks for that. And hope your help would really give these girls a new path in their career. So with this, I would like to hand it over to you both guys. So over to you both. Is is there any other faculty member who, before I hand it over to Gayatri and Nidhi, is there any other faculty member who would like to add upon? Okay, so hoping that we do not wanted to waste any further time hereafter, because we planned for only a 10 minutes inaugural and the 10 minutes is done. Over to you both, Nidhi and Gayatri.
Uh, Hello, all of you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the words which you have spoken. We are glad that we are here, part of this family again. We are missing the college, but yeah, we are again a part. So, so let's start up and then maybe we'll introduce ourselves and also uh, give you a heads up on what we are going to do and how we are going to do it. Hope there is no disturbance from my side and my screen is also visible.
Yeah, perfectly fine, Nidhi. Perfectly fine, Gayatri.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for the confirmation. So, hello all. Hope everybody is doing well in this pandemic. And yeah, so sitting at home, we are trying to deliver knowledge to you. Yeah, most of you might be aware of a lot of programming languages, but here we are with machine learning. So we are going to teach you how a machine will try to understand, like behave like a human being and try to understand the complex problem and solve it very quickly. Okay, so before we go into the basics of machine learning or understand machine learning, we need to know like how do we train a machine, right? So before we have to give it some commands. So in which language we are going to give some command? So that is here we are going to use Python. And so today we are going to deal with Python. We are going to introduce you what is Python, what all IDEs we are going to use. I don't think these terms are very new for you. I hope you all know the what is an IDE, right? Okay, I think I need also the chat window. One second. Let me also get the chat window. So, guys, I would say whenever there is a question, please try answering it so that I will feel happy that you are understanding actually. So, if not, then like I don't understand how well you got my point. Let me stop this. So, any question wherever you want to stop us, you can put it on chat. Okay, so I don't think Google Meet is new for anybody of you. If you have any questions, please drop it in the chat window. So one of us will take the question and immediately answer your question as early as possible. And uh, okay, just give me a second then. Is it okay now? Or is it still low? My voice should I mean, like ideally not be low, but please
It's
confirm.
actually fine.
Yeah, it's actually good.
Okay, so whoever feels my voice to be low, please try to higher your volume and listen. And I don't think I can access the chat window. So yeah, maybe Nidhi will take that up. If
Sure.
anything, please stop me, and then let's see how well we can answer your questions today. Okay, so before we introduce you to Python, we want to tell you about us. So I, Lalita Gayatri, and with me is Sainithi. So we are going to be teaching you Python and machine learning throughout this course, which is planned for 20 days. So we are currently working for Accenture, as ma'am has already mentioned. So we have been dealing with Python and machine learning from past 2 years, and yeah, so teaching machine learning is a way experience for us. Going further, let's start up with the history of Python. So, why do we have to actually learn any programming language? Can anybody of you tell me why do we learn a programming language normally?
To communicate with the system.
Okay. And audience is all from which year? Like it is all from one single year, or it is from different.
Third year.
Okay, everybody is from third year. So okay, so how many of you all know Java? I assume now, right? Everybody knows Java, C, C++, right? Yes. Assume the silence to be yes. Okay, so we use a programming language to communicate with the system, right? And what are these programming languages? Like these are which level of language we call them as?
High level languages.
Okay, why do we call them high level languages?
Humans can understand it.
Because machines can't understand, and that is understandable by humans, right? As simple as that. So similarly, there is one more programming language called Python. Okay, why did we come here? Why did we come to Python? Why are we learning Python? Why not using C, C++, or Java? That is all what we are going to discuss today, and we are going to install some IDEs, using which we can implement the basic Python or our machine learning algorithms, right? So before we start up with something, we try to understand what is history, right? So now first we are trying to understand the history of Python. So it was created by Rasim, and it started in late 1980s. Yeah, it became popular now, very much popular now, but it started in late 1980s. Okay, so when it was started with the concept of thinking like there should be a programming language which gives the programmer freedom to write whatever he feels. Okay, so like when you are writing a code in C or C++ or Java, so you have a lot of restrictions to use a particular, like I don't say syntax isn't here. We have syntax also in Python, but you have a lot of restrictions, right? You need to put a semicolon for sure. Okay, so you need to declare the variable before you use it. You need to assign a data type for it. Yes or no? So your boundaries are very much limited. You can't just write a line just like that. You need to know prior which function will do what kind of activity, what is the syntax of it, and all. Right. So Python is designed in such a way, is designed in a way that programmers has the freedom to write whatever they feel like. Okay, and they should be able to do any kind of activity using Python. That was their that was their thought, and it began in 1980. To the design of Python started in 1980, and the first release came up in 1991. Okay, so it took along almost 11 long years to build complete Python, and that too a very basic level. Okay, so the first version of Python was released in February 1991. So, like we understood when was it released, and who created it, but then why? What is Python, and how can we use it? Okay, so as I just said, Python is a free language which gives programmer the freedom to write whatever he thinks. So it is a general purpose. Like for us, what is English now? What is English for us now? From the smallest kid to a biggest adult, everybody we see speaking in English these days, right? So it's a very common thing. So Python is also something, a language which can be used anywhere. Okay, in whichever part of development you take, let it be web development, let it be machine learning, let it be big data, you name one, Python, you can do it. Using Python, you can implement it. Okay, so it's a very simple and a general purpose language. And then I hope you know about assemblers and interpreters. You all know about assemblers and interpreters, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the difference between an assembler and an interpreter?
Assembler converts assembly language into machine language.
Sorry?
Assembler converts assembly language into machine language.
Okay. And then interpreter does what?
Interpreter also converts, but
line by line.
every at a time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, somebody from the, I am able to hear somebody saying line by line. Okay.
Line by line execution.
Code line by line. Interpreter.
Yes, it executes the code line by line. So
Yeah.
Python is like, in C, what happens normally? You write the entire code, you run the entire code, and what happens? Bunch of errors comes up, right? All the errors at a time. Yes, but Python is an interpreted language where you get errors interactive, like line by line. One line it executes. If there are any errors, it stops, it gives you the error. You correct that error, go back, run it again. And then if there are any further errors, those errors will be displayed one after the other. Okay. So it's an interpreted language. Then it's a high level language. So you can call Python simply as English also. Okay. I would say it is more like English. If you can write English properly, then you know most of the Python. Few things here and there you need to add. That's it. Okay, so it's a very high level language. All our programming languages are normally high level languages. Like we go with C++, Java. These are high level languages, right? Why are they high level languages? Because they are understandable by human, and they are converted into machine understandable formats later by the compilers or the interpreters, right? Then the main feature of Python comes here. The main importance of Python, that it is dynamically typed. What do you mean by dynamically typed?
No need to declare variables before using.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like in Java and C, we have to declare them.
You
in
mean?
Python,
Uh-huh.
in
Okay.
Python, it is not required.
Okay. That's it. Declaration in the sense you mean int C?
Yeah, int.
So you mean int, writing int is not necessary, or writing int C is not necessary?
Like writing int is not necessary.
Yes. So what happens in Python is, she is right. So what happens in Python is when you are creating a variable, you will not assign a data type to it prior. Okay, so based on what type of data you are giving it to the variable, it automatically takes the data type. You're understanding? Like normally, if we have to assign a value 10 to a variable in C or C++, how do we write it? We write it as data type, variable name equal to value, right? But coming to Python, you directly say value equal to 10. Okay. And it creates a variable value with integer data type automatically. Okay. While the program is getting interpreted, because the value is of integer type, it will automatically create the variable of int type. Okay. So that is what is dynamically typed. So we will get to know about this when we are actually going into the coding, writing the code, and we'll understand more about it when we are writing the code. Okay. Going further, the features of Python. So most of them we have already discussed, but yeah, a few more here. The first one is it is very simple to learn. Okay, so I said already it is more or less like English. If you know English, you know Python. It is free and open source. Normally, if you take any programming languages, they are owned by some company, right? Some XYZ company. But Python is not like that. It is open source. It is available. The code doesn't belong to a particular company. Okay, so it is open source. You are free to, write some modifications if you want to add some module to Python. Yes, you are okay with it. You can write a module and you have to send it to Python. Org, and then those people will actually see if that is working properly and if that is really required, and if they feel it is required and if they approve it, then your module is also globally utilized. Okay. Then for installation and all, you don't require to pay anything. It is a free language. Okay. Then going to portable. What do you mean by portable generally?
Able to be easily carried or moved.
Okay.
Like code can be easily moved.
Moved from to
One platform to another platform. Yeah.
Yes, awesome. So I think here, how many of you know all Python already? That is the first question which I should ask. Okay.
Like we know only basics of Python.
Okay, you know the basics of Python. Okay.
Like
Hmm. Okay, no problem. So it is portable. Portable is you write code in one particular platform, one particular operating system. Take it to any other operating system, it will work as is. No problem. Okay, you do not make any changes there, right? Then it has a large standard libraries collection to solve the common problems. Okay, so what does this mean is normally if you have to sort an array, okay, you need to write some functionality, right? But Python does it all with just one line. Okay, you did not write lines of code. So it has libraries, it has modules, it has functions which are ready made to do complex tasks or most common tasks very easily. And we know nowadays we are using most of the object oriented programming language, and Python is also an object oriented programming language. Okay. Then we are going to see some IDEs. I'll show you a few IDEs today. Okay, so the IDEs which we are going to, like which can be used for Python, there are a lot many. What is an IDE basically?
integrated development environment where we
So why do we? Yes, why do we use it?
where do we execute programs related to that.
Yes. So to execute our program, we require an IDE, and then you write your code in the IDE, run it there, right? So you have many possible IDEs for Python. You can also run it through, your what is this command prompt? Just typing Python, you can write interactive Python code, but we always tend to use an IDE for better, where you can store all your code at a place, right? So some popular IDEs are ideally. Okay, I will show you what is ideally and other IDEs also. And we have Anaconda distribution, wherein we have a lot of IDEs inside it. We have PyCharm, okay, and then we can write our Python codes also in Visual Studio, right? So now that we know what are the IDEs, we'll go first install the IDE. We go, we install Anaconda, then we try to see what is how the IDE will work, and then we will start actual, Python, the basics of Python, and the Python which is required for machine learning. Okay, so first let's go and install Anaconda.
We have it, ma'am, in our laptops.
Everybody has it.
No.
Okay, just give me a raise your hands whoever has Anaconda already. Okay, so I see good number. There are many who doesn't have also. Okay, so the count who doesn't have is more. So let's go. Let me just show you how to install it, and yeah, okay. Let's see because many are not having it. I think the link will be shared to you on the chat. So you have the link in your chat. Please go to that link, which will redirect you to this page. Whoever is not having Anaconda, please go to the link which is given to you in the chat. You will be landing onto this page. Scroll to the end, and you see Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. So whatever is your operating system, you select under that. And if it is 64-bit operating system, then select the first one. And if it is 32-bit, select the second one. Download the installer. Are you all doing it? Okay, awesome. Just click on whatever your operating system is. If it is 64-bit, select the 64-bit. If it is 32-bit, select 32-bit and click on download it. Just put it on chat once you are done downloading it. Done downloading? Okay. All of you are done because I don't want anybody to be behind. Because today's session would not be, anything, because we're not going to code anything today. We're going to start the actual Python from tomorrow because I want everybody to have the IDEs and have good understanding about how the IDE works. Okay. So if everybody is done, let's go ahead, install it, and see how the IDE actually work. Okay. Again, if you are not able to follow me anywhere, if you feel I'm going fast, or if you feel I'm slow, please let me know in the chat so that I will increase or decrease my pace according to your comfort. Okay? Any questions for me till now? Any questions for me anybody has till this point? Or don't ask me what did you even teach? Okay. Great. So I hope you people have downloaded Anaconda. If you have downloaded, please run the exe file. The screens are quite understandable. You just need to press next. Once the installer starts, just click on next. It will ask you to agree the license. Click on I agree. Then it is asking for you if you want to install for you or for all the users, because it is a for personal use. You just select just me and click on next. It will ask you to give a destination folder link wherein your Anaconda will be sitting. So just select. If you don't want the default folder, then you can just click on browse, select any other folder wherever you want to store it, and then give that link here. Then click on next, and the installation will begin. I am not installing it now because I already have it in my system. Let me know if your installation is completed or is already started. Let me know if your installation is completed. By the time, just for understanding you people, how many of you have no knowledge on Python till now? Like you don't know what is Python till now? Anybody who is completely new? Okay, I got one response. Only one out of all. Actually, that would decide my pace from tomorrow. So now tell me, how many of you are completely new? Okay, so I see few. Okay, that's it. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, we have few who are completely new. People who think complete Python, I mean, like who have good knowledge on Python already, who have worked on Python previously, or has got trained on Python previously. How many of you are already trained? Okay, so there are a few who are raising their hands. Okay, So I got 6 hands raised. Okay, no worries. Okay, so so I can assume that there are, around 10 people who are, okay, just basics. There are few who knows only who knows the basics of Python. Okay, so, people who just raise your hands, do you all know about the machine learning modules of Python also, or only the functions?
Like we have gone through smart bricks, machine learning algorithms,
Oh, okay, okay,
RSI.
okay. I get it. Fine. So let's be in a pace where everybody can follow me. So how many of you are done installing Anaconda first of all? Anybody who is not done, please put it in the chat. Or we shall move forward. Whoever is not done, please put it in the chat. If I don't receive any response, it means that everybody is done, and then I will continue. Okay, Gayatri has raised her hand. Not done. Okay. Yes. Are you stuck anywhere? Any problem, or it is happening? Anybody who is stuck at any place getting any problem, or it is because it is taking a little time? Taking time. Okay. If that's the case, no problem. Mhm. By the time that is getting installed, because you don't have anything to do, let's not stop. Let me just show you one more thing. Okay, so you might ask me, ma'am, is ID the only way, like, is installing Anaconda the only way where I can access Python? No. Okay, you can install Python separately also. So what you can do is you can just go to Google, type uh, Python, the version which you want to install. The latest version is 3.8, so you can go till 3.8, any version. Just type whatever version you want and click on and download. Hit on enter. It will redirect you to, the first result will be python.org. Just open that and you can download Python from here also. Okay, so you have the files. You can download Python from here also. Okay, so this will download only pure Python. Like it will not give you any IDE. Anaconda is a distribution which gives you few modules already installed with it. Okay, so now let's talk about, like, when I say a few modules along with it, what does that mean is when you install Java, what happens? When you install Java, what happens? All of you would have installed Java, right? Throughout this, during your engineering. What happens when you install Java? Bhavani is, I'm stuck at selecting photo. I can't go further. The next option is disabled. Okay, so did you use the same folder, the destination folder which it was showing, or you have tried changing it? Destination folder. Okay. Next option is disabled. You mean this screen, right? Here. Whatever is here, the same thing is pertaining, is there, but still you are not able to go next. Okay, just close it and run the exe file again and let me know. Yeah, so nobody answered my question yet. Whenever you are installing Java, what actually happens? Uh, do you install all its packages, or you install one package, whichever is required by you, and you install the remaining whenever it is required? How is it? What happens?
All the packages get installed.
Right? So, when you install any programming language, what happens is all its packages, whether it is required by you or not, all of them will get installed and get stored in your system. Okay? So, which will take a lot of space. Okay? Coming to Python, it's not like that. What happens is it will give you the Python, the modules which are required for running the basic Python codes. Okay, so the very basic Python codes are the common use by the packages which are used by everybody who is using Python. Those packages will only be installed when you are installing Python. Okay, later when you are if you choose web development, the packages which are required for web development you will install in the later stages whenever it is required. Okay, you understood what I meant?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's not about one or two. I want answers from everybody. Are you all understanding what I meant? What is happening?
Yes, ma'am.
We are not installing all the packages at once. What we are trying to do is we are installing the packages only which are required to run the basic Python codes, and all the remaining packages you can install all by yourself whenever it is required by you. Okay, I will tell you how to install the necessary packages, where to install, how to install everything when we come into that situation. Until then, remember that all the packages won't get installed. Okay, so when you normally, download Python from here, so what happens is you will be able to download the basic Python, I mean the basic modules which are required for Python. Okay, but when you're downloading Anaconda, it is actually a distribution to for data science. Okay, so it is more for data science. So it will give you few more packages compared to the basic Python package. Few more packages will be added, and along with those few more packages you will have the IDEs also which will get installed. Understood everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So now is it installed for everybody, Anaconda, or I think Bhavani has raised some issue. Okay. Oh, Bharani, right. Okay, fine. So let's proceed. Okay, so I think everybody else is also done installing, right? You're all done installing Anaconda? Yes. So once you are done installing Anaconda, now in the start window, if you type Anaconda, you will see few options here. Are you all able to see these options?
Yes.
Yes. So what are they? It is Anaconda prompt, Anaconda PowerShell, Anaconda Navigator, Spider, Anaconda 3. I will let you know what are these. Okay. The first one is Anaconda prompt in my search. So I am going to, because I open this most of the times. So Anaconda prompt. You know command prompt. Everybody knows what is a command prompt. What is a command prompt?
Where do we write file directories like opening or opening the file directories and executing it? Like we'll be writing Java command, open Java command prompt, and we'll select a folder and write over there. Or
Okay, is it only specific to Java or what is it?
it may, use will be same for everything.
Sorry?
Usage will be similar, ma'am. Like for example, Java will be writing, we'll be opening a file and we'll be saving and we'll be executing those files. In the same way, we'll be using the Java Anaconda prompt also.
Okay, so you say like you go and write your Java commands in command prompt, you will go and write your Python commands in Anaconda prompt. Is that what you were saying?
Similar. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
similar to this. Okay. Command line interpreter. Anaconda prompt is a command line interpreter, you say, or command prompt, Uma Maheshwari? About what you are saying? Command prompt. Okay. Okay. Next, any more answers? You do only Java, you write only, you did only Java things in, I mean, like executing Java programs through command prompt, or did you do anything else also?
SQL.
SQL. Okay. Basically, you run your DOS commands, right? In command prompt.
Yes, ma'am.
In the similar way, Anaconda prompt is also like a command prompt, wherein you can prompt the Anaconda to do any action. Okay, so like I am in the C directory. I don't want to be, you here also you can write the DOS commands, but you write commands which are specific, which Anaconda can actually perform. Like you can open your IDEs from here. Okay, navigate to a directory, create a project in a particular directory, and then you can open your IDs from here. So all that for all those purposes, or to install any what are these? You're not
Installations also will do in command prompt only, ma'am. Like pip install any commands. Also
Yes.
will do.
You can do it through Anaconda prompt also. Okay, so you
Yes.
yeah. So you write your lines to install any particular you know a particular module. Okay, so if you want a line by line interpreter, you can do it. Python interpreter, if you want to run, you can do it through the Anaconda prompt. Okay, or if you want to execute some Python file, you can do it through the Anaconda prompt. If you want to open an ID, you can do it through Anaconda prompt. Okay, you can create a project directory through Anaconda prompt. So it is more or less like your command prompt. Okay, so write some line. So I'm writing Python. When I say Python and hit on enter, it will open my Python interpreter. You see three arrows coming up, right? So here now I can write any code which is specific to Python. So I say print. Print is a statement to print something. Like you use printf in C, right? As you use printf in C, you use print in Python. Okay, so this code will be explained slowly, don't worry. I say hello and then I hit on enter. So this displays, the interpreter displays that particular value. Okay, if I have to come out, I just do control Z. I come out of the Python interpreter. Now I am again in the prompt. Then I have Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so now if I just open Anaconda Navigator, let's see what is actually going to come up. Sorry. Anybody is saying something? Bhavna did you type Anaconda prompt completely in your search or did you type? Yes, yes, we will look into it definitely. You are able to see Anaconda Navigator? Navigator also. Okay. Okay, fine. Once. So once you launch your Anaconda Navigator, this is the screen which you will be getting. Okay, so that is an update. So it's asking me if I want to update my Anaconda prompt. I don't want to, so I just leave that. And then this is the navigator. Okay, so this navigator screen is having multiple options for me. Okay, so these options, using these options, like this Jupyter Lab, you can go and create a Jupyter notebook. That's all. See, this Jupyter notebook is one of the IDs. Okay, so in the similar way, Jupyter Lab is also one of the IDs where you can go and it's also an interactive environment where you can go and write your code. Okay, you have Spider. Okay, you have the R Studio with this, where you can go and write the R code if you know. So you have many other such IDs which you can launch. So if you want to launch one of these, you just click on the launch button which is below. Okay, so this you have to install. This you can directly launch. Okay, so these are all present. You can install them, or if which is already installed is these upper ones. Okay, so when you just click on launch, for suppose I'm launching the Spider, it will take a while to launch. When you are doing it for the first time, Anaconda Navigator will also take a little time to open up. Okay, so just wait for a while, be patient. Once you start opening it regularly, yes, it gets open quickly. Okay. So we are trying to launch the Spider. Once for the first time when you are doing it, it will take a little time. Just click on launch and wait. Another way of launching these IDEs is if you just go here and type Spider, SPYDER, you already get Spider here in your stat. Okay, you can click on it and this will open Spider. There are two ways. One is open Anaconda Navigator. Select which ID you want and click on launch. This will launch your particular ID, whichever you want. Otherwise, instead of opening Anaconda Navigator, directly go to start, type the ID name and hit on enter. Okay, so similarly you will find Jupyter Notebook also. Okay. Are you all able to launch it? So this is how your Anaconda Jupyter Notebook will look. This is Spider, sorry. Spider will look. Everybody, you could open Spider. I want answers from people who have never used these IDs before, who have installed Anaconda Anaconda just now. Are you all able to open the navigator and launch the ID from there? So this is Spider. So this is how your IDE will be. You can write your code and run it. Okay. So we will not be using Spider in the initial days of our learning. We will be using Spider later. I'll tell you like which ID to choose when and how you can decide on which ID to be used. Okay. So let's talk about it a little later. But now just confirm if you are able to open them or not. Are you facing any issues or any errors you are getting? Just let us know. And then if you just search for Jupyter Notebook and hit on enter, it will launch your Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So Jupyter Notebook will run on local host. Okay, Jupyter Notebook will run on localhost, which means that it will open your browser and you will be using Jupyter Notebook in your browser. Okay. So are you able to see how my Jupyter Notebook got launched? I just pressed on Jupyter Note. I mean, like typed Jupyter Notebook and pressed on Jupyter Notebook. This opened this particular page, right? So everybody will get few folders like this. And where are your folders coming from? Can anybody tell me? Which folders are these?
File Explorer.
Sorry?
File Explorer, like documents.
File Explorer.
Those are the folders
Yes,
saved on
ma'am.
the system.
See, here you have the path, right? See, users in Lalit, I have my Anaconda, right? So that particular, wherever my Anaconda has got installed, that particular folder, it gets opened. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then when see, if I have to create a new folder, I click on new. If I have to create a new folder here, I can click on new and I can click on folder to create a new folder in this particular directory. Got it? And if I have to create a text file or a Python notebook, I can do it here. But the limitation is you don't want all your files to be in your C drive, right? So like there is one project which is in one drive, there is other project which is in other drive. Yes or no? So if you have to open Jupyter Notebook in a specific directory, how would you do it? How can you do it? I don't want my Jupyter Notebook to open in my default directory. I want to open it in a specific directory. How do I do it?
Yeah.
I simply close my Jupyter Notebook which I have just launched. Okay. Now I go to my Anaconda prompt. This is my Anaconda prompt. Previously I was showing you, right? Here I redirect to the folder wherever I want to go. Okay, wherever I want to create my project, Jupyter Notebook, wherever I want to launch Jupyter, I go to that particular directory. You can give the entire directory wherever you want to go. Okay, I say sorry. Here I type, I give some folder name if you want. So I don't have any sample folders created. So I will launch it in D drive itself. In D drive, I would say Jupyter Notebook and hit on enter. So what will happen now? Instead of in the base folder, my Jupyter Notebook will launch in that particular folder, whichever I have given path here. Whichever path I am in that particular directory, Jupyter Notebook will launch. So these are all the folders which I have in that particular drive. Okay. And I can go inside each, like I can open any file here or like I can just go into the folder and create a notebook there. Okay, got it, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
So, are you clear on how to launch Jupyter Notebook in a specific directory other than the default directory? If you want to open in a default directory, what would you do? You'd go type Jupyter Notebook, and that would launch Jupyter Notebook in the default directory. If you have to launch it in a specific directory, open Anaconda prompt, go to the directory wherever you want to launch, and type Jupyter space notebook. Okay, that will launch in that particular folder. Now if I have to create a new notebook, okay, so new editor wherein I can type my code. How do I open it is, go to new and select Python 3. Go to new and select Python 3. Okay, so this opened me a fresh editor wherein I can type my code and run it. Got it, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody able to launch Jupyter and come till here? Anybody facing any issues, any errors in launching any Any ID? Okay, no problem, right? So now here we have few options. What are these options? How to use this Jupyter notebook is what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so the first thing is Jupyter notebook is interactive, which means you write one line of code, execute that line of code, in a new line write another line of code. You can write your code line by line. Okay, so cell by cell, like that you can do. Like for suppose here I'm writing print statement, I would say print hello. Okay, now I think you got acquainted with what this statement will do. What will this do? That will simply print hello as an output, right? There's a simple statement which is going to print hello as the output, right? So now, how do I run this cell? How do I call the interpreter for this particular cell? I select this cell and then click on this run button. Okay, so that would execute this particular line. If I have 10 lines here in this particular cell, if I have 10 lines, 10 lines will get executed. Okay. Ma'am, do I have to select the cell, click on run always? No. The shortcut for it is shift enter. You see the numbers increasing here? Are you able to see the numbers increasing here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, ma'am. Number of times we are executing.
So this is the line number when I mean like how many times you have run that particular, not only like now if I run this cell, this will the count will be 5 here because 4 times this cell got executed and this is the fifth cell. I mean like this is the fifth execution which we are doing. Okay. Fifth line which is going to get executed. Understood everybody till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, other than this, you have few more options. Now, if you have to write comments, how will you write comments? I write, okay, comments, if you have to write, you write hash in Python. Okay. So you write Python, hash and write some comments. Okay. So comments are not taken by the, what is this? Compilers or the interpreters, right? So when I run this cell, what happens? This comment will be exempted and the next lines will be executed. Right? Now, if I have to say what is this cell actually doing, I have to write a comment on the top of the cell. Or what I can do, I can select the particular cell, go to this particular column where code is written, and then make it as a markdown heading. Okay, if I say heading, okay, so it will display it in a big format. Let's see. Okay, so this will display it as a heading. Got it? So this means you're telling what the below lines will be doing. Okay, you are separating the upper code with the lower code. You can easily give a heading just to make your notebook look proper. Like how you write in your notebooks, you maintain a big heading first, under that you will write subheadings and then you write, right? Just does that if you have to see one particular topic, you just see the heading and according to that you see the cells inside it. So like that you can maintain headings also in Jupyter Notebook. Got it everybody? Now, when I run a particular cell, I am using shift enter. Automatically a new cell has got created. Did you see? I did not do anything. I just wrote some text. I run this particular cell and a new cell got created automatically. Okay. But if I have to add a cell manually in between, I mean like after this maybe, select the particular cell and click on this plus symbol here. Are you able to see the plus symbol? Okay, heading. You want me to show how did I add heading? If I have to add heading, select the cell wherein you want to put the heading. Select that particular cell. Here, are you able to see code? Code is written here. Here, are you able to see this code? Go to this drop down and select it as heading. Okay, it will give you a prompt. Click on OK. Type something here and then execute it. It comes as a heading. Got it? Heading styles. Why do you want heading? Okay, you want to style it also. Okay, but these are the options which you have. Okay, you have to use one of these, right? And now that, see, what was I talking about? Inserting a new cell, right? So if I have to insert a new cell after this particular line, okay, I have written a heading, right? So if I have to insert a new line after this particular line, then what I do, I select the cell wherever I want to insert, and then click on this plus symbol. It gets inserted. Got it, everybody? Now, I have so many cells. I don't want few cells. I mean, like 1 or 2 cells I don't want. I want to remove them. How do I do it? Select the cell which you want to remove and then press on this scissors symbol, which will remove that particular cell. Understood? Understood, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can copy a cell and paste the cell using these two options. Okay, so I'm copying this cell, then I'll paste the cell. Okay. So the same cell got pasted here. Now if I have to remove this cell, I'll click on the scissors symbol. Okay. So these are few of the options which are available. You can, here you see the name, right? Here Untitled is there. If you just edit this name, if you just click on that name, you can name your notebook something. I'm making it a sample for suppose. And I click on rename. So a file named sample will get created in my directory. Okay, let me show you that. I've created it in my B drive. So did you see sample.ipynb? That is IPython notebook. Okay, IPynb is IPython notebook. Okay. Now, other than this, what you have, you can go to file. You have few options here. Okay, you can download it as a different file completely, a PDF file or .py file or HTML file. You can make a copy of it. You can save it, rename it. You can create a new notebook from here itself. Okay. You can, if you just go to insert, you can insert the cells. You can use this or this. This will do what? This plus symbol will do what? Below a selected cell, it will insert a new cell, right? But if you have to insert it above, then you go to insert and click on insert cells above. So it will insert a new cell above the selected cell. Got it? Now, then we have cells. So you can run a cell. Instead of using the run button, you can go and click on run cells. Now, if I want to run all the cells which are below this particular cell, okay, I am in this cell, in the second cell, and I want to run all the statements which are below this. Okay, let me write a print statement here. Okay, so this is not executed till now. Okay, so from here, I select this cell, I go to cells, and I'll say run cells, run all cells below. So all the cells below this particular cells will get executed. That cell and the below cells. Understood? Or do you want me to repeat once again? All of you understood, or you want me to repeat once again? Okay. So in the similar way, if you want all the cells above a particular cell to be run, what will you do? You'll say run all above. Okay. Then this is run all. All the cells in the notebook will run at a time. Then run and select below. So it will run that particular cell and go to the next cell. Run and insert below. So it will run that particular current cell and then it will insert a new cell. Understood? So simple options, quite understandable, but still I'm briefing you all. Okay? Then now see what happened. Once you run this particular program, if you have any variables or anything, the data will be stored in those variables, right? Yes or no? Now, if I have to clear everything in my, in the interpreter's memory, I want whatever values are there in its memory to be cleared off because this is line by line execution. Then what I do is I go to kernel and I click on restart and clear output. Okay, and then click on restart and clear outputs. So what will it do? It will erase everything which is in its brain. Okay, so now this program is completely again a new program with my uh, lines of code. Did you see the numbers here also vanished? The outputs of the cells are also vanished. Understood? Now, if I want to restart the interpreter from the beginning and I want it to run all the cells again, then what I do? I go to kernel, I say restart and run all. It will restart the interpreter's memory and run all the cells in my notebook. Okay, so like that, you have kernel options here, edit options. So you can just go and then check out each of the options. Done. So this is the introduction to your IDE. If you have any questions still here, you can put it to us. We will show you about the other IDEs as and when we are using them. Okay. So let's not get confused on the very first day. So yeah, let's make it a little slow. Understand each and everything as clearly as possible. In the initial days, we will go a little slowly, even if there are a few people who already know Python. But later on, once everybody is comfortable with Python, then we will increase the pace, little by little. Okay. If you have any questions still here for us, we are open for them. Okay. So today's session, just as an overview, what all we did today is we just understood, what all IDs can be used, and we understood Jupyter completely, how we can run the cells or how we can write comments here or how we can maintain headings here. Okay, so we understood the IDE for today. So tomorrow we'll go into the concepts of Python, understand what each concept is, how it is different from other programming languages, and how to code it. Okay. So before that, I would ask you people to create a folder wherein you can put all your codes. Okay, and maintain it maintain it all together, so that whenever whatever is required, we can retrieve them easily. And if you have any questions for us, we are open for them. People who don't know Python, you need not worry. We are going to go from the basics, so no problem. If my pace is fast, you can stop me anytime and let me know so that I can go a little slow. If you have any questions, you can put it. No, it's not necessary that you need to open Jupyter from Anaconda. If you have downloaded Jupyter, you can use it. No problem. Software they need to be installed. But only Anaconda is required as of now, and wherever any other module is required, I would install them then and there because it doesn't take much time. Guys, everybody, please install Anaconda prompts. Oh, sorry, Anaconda. Everybody, just go to Jupyter. Try to just see how the IDE is. Try to be a little acquainted with the IDE. Okay, create a proper folder wherein you can store all the codes which we are going to discuss. And we shall be opening Jupyter from that particular directory only from tomorrow. Okay, any particular code which you want, those codes we will be putting it in a drive and then we'll be sharing it to you. But whichever is required for the next day session, if there is some requirement, we will be putting it in a drive and sharing it with you people. So need not worry about that. Okay. Codes and all we'll do together, so you'll not face any problem. Ideally, if you have anything, we're always open for questions. You can let us know what you are, and we'll be solving them.
Yeah, good afternoon, Lalita Gayatri.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so here actually you're telling mini project also, right? So
Yeah.
alternatively, like you can give them topic or they will come with a topic for the mini project.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, I guess Kishore sir will inform about it. Will inform us about it. Whether the topic should be given by us or they'll choose the topics.
Okay.
So
So
they
that
can also
meanwhile,
come up with topics, or we can also suggest few topics for them. So I guess Kishore sir has to. He'll decide and let us know because he didn't tell us anything till now.
okay. Okay, fine. That's okay. But if meanwhile, if you this will go programming concepts and all they'll learn, and meanwhile they'll work on the main thing on project idea, how to like designing and all they'll do apart from this. So alternatively, they can do and finish it fast. That's the reason.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you want us to allot them with the projects too, like as soon as
Yeah,
possible, no?
programming. They'll do like designing part and like abstract. They will write some written part and they'll be prepared for the topic, like what is the architecture. I mean, internal project, how it will be going on, and the topic idea. They'll just choose and they'll be ready with that, and as well as they'll learn the programming so that by the 1 month or 2 months, like how much time you are giving for learning this Python. I mean, meanwhile, they'll finish the mini project also, right?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Gayatri, over to you. You can continue.
Yes. So I was saying, please. We'll be sharing you the drive link. Okay. So whatever is happening will be put on the drive so that you can access. So next day, if we want you to install something or be ready with something, how to do that particular installation and all, we will be given a document. If we have to share you with some data sets or something, we'll put it in the drive, give you people the link. So we'll create a common drive link and then we'll share it with you people. Apart from that, anything which I missed, Nidhi, you want to cover something, you can go ahead. And if you people have any questions, you can put it in the chat window as well regarding to anything throughout this course. Like if you want to ask us anything about the course, which is going to be for the next 20 allotted days, then yeah, we can answer those questions as well.
Nothing from my end.
Okay. I see the chat is also empty. So I assume there are no questions for us and we can stop the session for now, right? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Gayatri, I think you are done with the today's session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So, guys, let's meet tomorrow. And I mean, like, again, I'm stressing it a lot. Please be ready with Anaconda installations done. If you are facing any issues, please come up and then let us know so that we can help you out. Okay. So, we don't want anybody to be idle while we are talking. If everybody is doing along with us, any errors could be solved in the session itself. That's it from my end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So we will
Thank
be
you,
meeting
ma'am.
you tomorrow again.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.